is, should we force the elderly to retire and retest?
Right on the road ahead, rather than knowing what was happening around them and behind them.
Barbara Sims now wants a national network of driving centres targeting people over 40 to prepare them for the deterioration that age brings to driving skills. But the most widespread problem of all must be failing eyesight. A police roadblock outside Oxford, part of an extensive survey checking just who can read a number plate at the required 67 feet.
Right, can you see the yellow mark on the road there?
Yeah. They found that a fifth of drivers have serious vision defects.
Can you read the registration number of the van for me, please?
I'll have to put my glasses on for that.
Yeah. This man has broken the law. He had glasses, but said he thought he could see better without them.
Driving?
I do, yeah.
But you didn't have them on display,
no?
It's a criminal offence to drive if you can't see properly. What's more, the legal eye test is widely regarded as a joke. This equipment, on the other hand, is somewhat more sophisticated. It will reveal colour blindness, tunnel vision, poor night sight, serious conditions particularly affecting older drivers.
How important it is that you wear your glasses for driving.
The official test simply does not detect these things. This survey recommends an effective eye test every 3 years, at least from middle age.
Can you read any number there at all? The easiest number you find?
I can see mostly the right-hand side.
Yes. Can you read those numbers?
8, 2, 3.
Perhaps the most worrying aspect of failing health is that in this country, the authorities may never find out about it at all unless you tell them. The whole system is based on self-reporting, on trust. In June of 1991, here in West London, a woman died, and it became clear that the system had completely failed. Evelyn Skinley was walking over this Pelican crossing when she was bowled over by a car. The driver didn't stop until pedestrians ran out in the road to alert him. When the police tested his eyesight, they discovered that he was totally blind in one eye and had only 20% vision in the other. He was later registered blind, and yet he'd had a perfectly normal driving licence. George Glynn was 56 years old. He was given a 4-month suspended jail sentence and banned for life. He told Top Gear he didn't know his eyesight was so bad. Evelyn Skingley's family are devastated and have joined the campaigners.
It made me start thinking about the present system, whereby you can pass your driving test at 17. There's no requirement on you to have your eyes tested again until you're 70.
So what you're calling for is some form of retesting for older drivers?
Not necessarily resitting the driving test, but to go to a doctor or perhaps an optician every, say, 5 years and have their eyes checked. And preferably, I think they should go to a doctor and have a brief medical check as well.
So at what age should these retests begin?
Well, I would suggest, I'm prepared to leave this to a degree to the experts, but I would suggest probably 40, and maybe every 5 years after that, a short trip to an optician or a doctor, lasting maybe 10 minutes, and then accidents like mother's wouldn't have happened.
The government clearly does recognise loss of ability in middle years in some areas, since it demands health testing for HGV drivers from 45. But increasingly, other countries are restricting older drivers generally. Among them, Italy, Holland, Norway, Switzerland and 10 states in America all require some form of compulsory reassessment or medical, which can result in a ban or a restricted licence. But despite all this, a number of insurance companies here offer cut-price deals to the elderly, insisting they are a good risk. They're happy that the licence reminder at 70, which you simply sign and return without even reference to a doctor, is sufficient, and the government stands with them.
I don't think it would be practical or fair on the elderly population to require them all to undergo not just one test, but if you were going to be logical about it, a regular retesting, which would be expensive and burdensome for them.
Nobody wants to see a witch hunt against elderly drivers, but surely it's not wrong to question whether this licence shouldn't be reviewed more frequently. In effect, is it a right or a privilege?